Brexit has completely failed for UK, say clear majority of Britons? Poll.
Here's a summary of the article.
A clear majority of the British public now believes Brexit has been bad for the UK economy, has driven up prices in shops, and has hampered government attempts to control immigration, according to a poll by Opinium to mark the third anniversary of the UK leaving the EU single market and customs union. The survey of more than 2,000 UK voters also finds strikingly low numbers of people who believe that Brexit has benefited them or the country. Ominously for Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who backed Brexit and claimed it would be economically beneficial, only 7% of people think it has helped keep down prices in UK shops, against 63% who think Brexit has been a factor in fueling inflation and the cost of living crisis. James Crouch, head of policy and public affairs at Opinium, said the perception of Brexit being handled badly and having had negative effects on various aspects of UK life appeared to be spreading. Public discontent at how Brexit has been handled by the government continues, with perceived failings even in areas previously seen as a potential benefit from leaving the EU. More than half of Leave voters now think that Brexit has been bad for the UK's ability to control immigration, piling even more pressure on an issue the government is vulnerable on. Robert Ford, professor of political science at Manchester University, said that while there was now evidence that negative perceptions of Brexit, particularly on the economy, could have an effect on votes at a general election, Brexit was very unlikely to play such a direct role as it did at the last two general elections. The appeal of "Get Brexit Done" was not just about completing the long Brexit process but also about unblocking the political system and delivering on other long-neglected issues. Brexit got done, but this has not unblocked the political system, and troubles elsewhere have only deepened. Many of the voters who backed the Conservatives to deliver change now look convinced that achieving change requires ejecting the Conservatives. This shift in sentiment may be particularly stark among the Red Wall voters who rallied most eagerly to Johnson's banner 4 years ago, but have been most exposed to rising bills and collapsing public services since. The final act of Brexit may yet be the collapse of the Brexit electoral coalition.
This post received a score of 7,600, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
What a surprise.
It's exactly like the experts predicted. Too bad we hate experts now. They can't teach us anything.
Everyone does their own research, which is pretty much getting their news from social media algorithms.
Only a moron wouldn't see that coming.
The Tories didn't see. Oh, I see what you did there.
The Tories have been infiltrated by Russian agents. It was pretty clear since 2010.
I mean the fact that Matthew Elliott, who was a key founder and behind-the-scenes figure of Vote Leave, was also a founder of the disgraced Conservative Friends of Russia group, does raise some questions. This group was fronted on the Russian side by a diplomat called Sergei Nalobin, who is known to be heavily linked to the FSB. He had his visa suddenly revoked by the UK Home Office in 2015, which is believed to be an expulsion without diplomatic incident, and later he was openly expelled from Estonia for being a suspected spy. I suspect the extent of it will only be made public in the future. Matthew Elliott just received a peerage by Liz Truss's request.
This was such a stupid own goal. The entire narrative being, it's the will of the people. It was like 51 to 49. Something which has an impact as big as this, which will be felt for longer than most of the numpties pushing this agenda. A higher majority vote really was needed. 60 or 70%. Make it clear that the majority of the population want it, not just a whisker more than the opposition. I'd take a bet that if they had a referendum to abolish the House of Lords and replace it with an elected upper house, it would be a 90% pass rate.
Don't forget Farage a couple of days before the referendum. In a 52-48 referendum, this would be unfinished business by a long way. If the Remain campaign win 2/3 to 1/3, that ends it. Funny how he didn't get a crap about a significant victory margin when his side won.
American here. Whatever happened to the POS?
He's angling to be the next Tory leader, which is a distinct possibility if, when they lose the next GE.
But such a massive win for Putin and his toads.
The fact that this vote went through shows how dumb and dangerous humanity is in big groups. Stupidity gets amplified times 10.
Greater than a person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Men in Black.
That quote is so scary once you see it in real life.
Yep. I remember during the 2014 Ebola outbreak people saying, "Oh, this would never spread in the US, because we're not stupid enough to ignore medical science and be around infected bodies." Come 2020 and there's a vaccine for a global pandemic. And eventually half the US won't take it, never mind wear a mask in public.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.